All right, we are now live on Facebook.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Brace Yourself. I am Rosanne Sorrentino.
Hi, Rosanne.
And you are?
I'm Chris Grando.
Yes, you are. And
right.
This is Brace Yourself. So we have a great show for you today. We have acclaimed best-selling author Marc Zappulla, author of The Last Longshoreman and Miami Underground, just to name a couple. He's been writing his whole life. So we are going to talk to him about his novel and what he has in the works. And I think there's some Hollywood buzz, so that's pretty exciting. So we'll talk about that. And Chris is excited because he's a hockey fan.
Yeah, well, he's a Bostonite. So, he actually did write a book about Gerry Cheevers, who's one of the most famous NHL goalie, played for the Bruins for years and won a couple of Stanley Cups. So he actually, he wrote some of his autobiography and stuff like that. So as a ghostwriter, so it'll be cool to pick his brain about that stuff too. So
very cool.
Very
cool. And we have a new segment starting today.
I'm excited about this. This is maybe going to be our greatest.
Judy fans, we are going to have at the end Judy's Gems. And
brand new, by the way. So we don't know, Ro, what she's gonna. We have no idea.
I was prepped because I said, I wanted to kind of see where she was going. She's a loose cannon. You never know what's coming out of her mouth.
Something's gonna happen. I don't know, but we'll be able to talk about it after it happens and go like.
Oh, absolutely.
We're trying to make this like a new. If it works well, Judy every week. Judy's Gems.
Judy's Gems. I love it. Hey, listen, she's got nothing else to do. What is she doing? Right?
Yeah. So what do you got in what's in the glass tonight? What do we
Tonight I went with a little Pinot Noir.
Oh, hello.
This is Secret Cellar. It's become one of my favorites.
Okay.
So so that's what I have because
clear.
Nice. But not water.
Oh no.
No. Come on.
Don't.
And so, yes. So,
of a drinking club and drink water.
No. So here we are, still in quarantine, still Zooming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
I told you. Did I tell you last week? I told you last week my kids moved out.
Yes.
Yes. So I am now. I am in what is going to be my new bedroom right now, and my old bedroom is going to become my studio.
Oh, hello. So
very excited.
So when quarantine's over, we're going to do the show from there?
Yeah.
There you go. I'm excited about that.
I have fancy chairs. I mean.
Okay.
It's no joke.
All right. I'm kind of excited about that.
So what do you think? Should we bring on Marc?
I think we should bring on Marc. We got a lot to talk about.
We do. We do have a lot.
And he's been waiting a little bit. So yeah, let's get going.
Very patient. So, okay. So ladies and gentlemen, here is best-selling author Marc Zappulla. Woo! Hey, Marc.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. It's very exciting.
Definitely is for me too.
We met. Well, this is actually our first face-to-face meeting.
Yeah, I which you mentioned earlier, and I was like, what? Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we got to know each other because we both were interviewed on the Wise Guy show.
Yep. Down in Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you go to Jersey for that, or would you?
I took the road trip with a buddy of mine.
That's right. That's right.
I want to go down there, see the Sopranos house, and eat down there. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I made a day of it. It was good.
And then, so we kind of connected on Facebook and started chatting and everything, and here we are.
Here we are, where we should be.
Yeah.
How long ago was that, Ralph?
It was a few years ago.
I want to say 2017.
So that was after The Last Longshoreman.
Yeah.
Yeah, which came out in 2016.
Late in 16, yeah.
Right, which I read, which was fabulous. I highly recommend it. It was a great read, and we're going to talk about that because I told you before I got into my English teacher mode a little bit and was thinking of questions. But the first important question, Marc, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, I went clear, and I'm drinking a vodka and soda.
Okay, so
About-
let's cheers. Cheers to
Cheers.
clear.
Nice.
Pinot Noir. That's what I said.
It's about 3/4 vodka and a little bit of soda. So
Nice. Well done. Well done. Now, but you put a lot of pictures on Facebook. What is that? Scotch or whiskey?
bourbon.
Bourbon.
Yeah, I like Scotch too, but yeah, a lot of times it's Knob Creek. It's strong. It's 100 proof. But
That'll do it.
yeah, so
The DCRP.
if I'm out in the bar, depending on like if it's winter time and it's cold, I love that drink. Now weather's starting to turn. I tend to go to the vodka and soda. So.
All right, and a good cigar always, right?
Oh yeah, always, yeah. I'll have one later tonight.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. So, so The Last Longshoreman, you wrote it, published in 2016.
Yeah.
How long after it was published did Hollywood come calling?
Well, about 10 days. Yeah, I got an email on Facebook of all places from a producer. So, yeah, he basically said, we're the right company for you. Let me take a look at the book, read it, whatever. And so I got on the phone with an attorney right away, and did everything I needed to do on my end. And then 3 weeks later, I reached out to the guy, and he said, not now, but maybe later. So that didn't happen. Then I got calls from different actors in Hollywood that have big films. They want to get into producing. They contacted me, and then they went one step further and wanted to hire a screenwriter and get the script going and this and that. And then that didn't pan out either. So, but there's still some chirping out there about it. I think it's gonna happen eventually, definitely. I think it's that kind of story. I think it's that good. Not because I wrote it, but yeah, I do think the buzz been maintained for 3 years now. So, but I think it's gonna happen eventually. In the beginning, right?
It's a great story, and I could definitely see it. It would be a great movie. People would definitely go see that, watch that, and love it.
I'd like to think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think your new book, right, Miami Underground, again, same type of situation where someone's got to be calling for that as well. I read that one. It was such a good read. I did it in a day. I did that book in a day.
Yeah. It's a shorter book, but it's action packed. I think
it started from the beginning, and it was just action all the way through.
Yeah.
So, that's what kind of made it good. It wasn't like a lot of authors will they have the look back. So, well, this happened, and then let's write this. This was like boom, 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 chapter. You built the characters, boom, it was there, and it was done.
I have a fear of losing the reader, so I don't want to. I want to make sure they're always into it.
Yeah. No, I actually like that type of flow with the book.
Yeah.
And even Last Longshoreman kind of had that same flow. Same type of deal. Great stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the characters in that. But I was curious. I mean, I know your dad was an inspiration because he was a dock worker, right?
Yeah.
So was that the sole inspiration? Because is that what got you interested in the subject?
Yeah, I mean, but it certainly helped me out along the way, doing some fact checking when I was writing the book. But between that and the fact that I know a lot of people, even when I was growing up, I'd tell people my father was a longshoreman, and they'd say, "What is that, a fisherman?" So not a lot of people know what they do down there, and they don't know the criminal underbelly, the history that was cemented there for so long. So that motivated me a lot, to sort of educate people and bring people into a world they didn't know existed.
Right. So Mark, actually, if you just tell people that, like, this is most of this is in Boston, where you are from.
Yeah.
So the longshoremen, like, I know a couple of guys that believe it or not, work as longshoremen in New York City. It's kind of almost like a lost trade, is it not, at this point? I mean,
yeah, because of automation,
Yeah.
there's no question about that. But they still need their mechanics to get in there down and dirty. They still need the crane operators, and they still need guys on the ships unlashing containers and things like that. But automation has definitely changed the game, and regulations. At some point, the feds came in and said, "Hey, you can't do this, can't do that." So that changed it a little bit too. But it's still a prestigious job if you have it. It's a great, good paying job too.
How much or how were any of the characters based on stories that you heard from your dad, and you kind of loosely based some of the characters? Like, how'd you come up with Butchie, who's a great, because Butchie's a character he's kind of like a jerk, but you kind of really like him.
Yeah. I think that character was more like a quintessential Boston thug from Southie. And it was easy to sort of develop that character, because I think back in the day there were so many of them, somewhat like Butchie, sort of fearless, tough guys that grew up on the streets and had little direction except for committing crimes and making money from it. So that was kind of easy to me, developing his character. I think it was Tony's character that was a little sort of difficult. I had to sort of dig down, and I want to create a lot of different emotions when you think of him. Like he was good-looking guy, tough guy. He could be funny. He could be vicious, things like that. So I really went in depth with his character, I think more so. But other than that, the characters really just kind of came to me. I just like sit here and, okay, I need another one. Here we go. Like it just comes to me. So
do you base some of the characters off people you know, like your friends, your buds, like even like that crew in the Miami Underground? Like, how did you put that crew together? Was it like, oh, this is my tech guy, this is stuff like that? How'd you come up with those guys?
I use my friends' names and my family members. I use their names. I make sure I do. But I can't say I incorporate any of their personalities, I don't think, into the characters. Not really. I did with my father with the Tony character. A couple of things that happened to Tony happened to my father growing up, and and I spun a lot of it.
Oh boy.
We can talk about that after the show.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after, no problem.
But yeah, just a couple little things to help move the story along. I use, but no, I mean, sometimes I'll think of a movie character, and I'll think, that personality might mesh well in this crazy group of friends. So I'll use that, So.
Well, when I was reading it, one of the things that I thought was exactly what I saw when I read the reviews, that people who had read the book, and was that Tony was that character that, even though there were elements about him that you were like, that's kind of a jerk move, you really rooted for him. And,
yeah.
and you even rooted for Butchie, the thug, in a sense, because they just, and one of the things, as you know, as a writer, and readers will tell you, if you don't care about the character, you're not going to read the book. And you really did care about the characters, and there was humor, and there was, very tense moments. I mean, I just, I love to read. So, if I don't like a book, I'll just put it down and I won't finish it. But it was just
the opening scene when, Tony runs into Butchie.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that for people. You got to read it.
That's the tone. I think that set the tone.
Great moment in the book, and that's kind of how the book just starts off, and it rolls from there, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I think that set the tone. That scene. So, but that's the trick is developing a main character that's extremely flawed but very likable. And I'm sure we've all grown up with people just like that. And so that's the real trick, is keeping people rooting for someone who's not so perfect all the time. So.
Which book did you like to write better?
Well, I think The Last Longshoreman.
Yeah.
It took me longer. I was more involved in that one. I was married to that one more so, I think. Yeah, Miami Underground, I love. I had that story in my head for about 10 years, to be honest with you. And I thought I could put it down 130 pages and be a great beach read. Too bad we're not allowed to go to the beach right now, but
I'm telling you, I raced through it, and I do want to ask you a question. Like, how do you do the background on just like, so there's a mansion, which is like turns into a hotel. Like, how do you do that backstory to find out like the intricacies of that place? How do you study it? Do you find out where and how and all different stuff?
I read up on the history.
Pretty famous.
I read up on the history of the Versace mansion and the original owner as well, and sort of a lot of his quirks and what he did for a living, and I watched multiple videos on the inside of the hotel. So I was able to describe exactly what it was like when Tony, not Tony, when Jake was walking through, he saw exactly what a normal person today would see walking through.
Yeah.
And so I made sure I wanted to get down to the fine details. But there's a lot of historical facts regarding the history of the mansion that I start from the back end and I work my way back, backwards. And that's how I come up with a lot of the stuff. So that was a lot of work for a short book. A lot of
my gosh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the detail of that kind of stuff had to be intense. But he's a great character too. So in my brain, I'm wondering, I'm saying, if that's a TV, I mean, if that's a movie, who's the guy playing Jake? Do you think about that? Like, who's playing Tony?
Yeah, I was gonna say who's playing Tony.
Tony, the first name that pops up all the time, obviously around here, is Mark Wahlberg.
Of course, no with him. I'm done with this guy. He's in every movie. It's enough.
Mark Wahlberg and Ben Affleck to play Tony.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know.
What about young Tony though? Would it be the same character? Because he starts at 18, and you kind of see him grow up.
That's the thing. You know what? That's the thing with Hollywood is they would do something so different from what I wrote to make that adjustment. I'm not sure what they would do, but if you mean like a cat who would play him, I have no idea who would play 18-year-old. But these days, with what they can do technology-wise, I mean, they could just
like he's 18, right?
make the guy young, and
Then I could play Marie.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's what I said earlier. You're going to be in it?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? You don't have to ask me twice. What? Long
yeah,
Island, what?
Rosie from Boston.
Yeah, we got to fix the accent a little. I love the accent, but we got to,
Yeah, well, we'll get into accents. Don't you worry about it.
Whole different language up there, bro. I don't know if you know it.
Yeah, I've been told. Yeah.
I just a couple more little questions about the book, and then we're gonna move on because I know that Chris has some really good things he wants to talk to you about. We do want to talk about
a little bit about sports, a little bit about that.
A little bit about sports and hockey, and I get it because I've been to Boston quite a few times and love it, and went as a tourist, obviously, and went there, and it was phenomenal. And I've been saying for years, I've got to get back. But are you working on anything now? Are you writing now? Now you're in quarantine. You have all the time in the world.
Oh yeah. Now, so I started another book. It's horror. It's a horror book, to be honest with you. And I'm blending the Salem witch trials with a story that takes place today. So I'm bridging those two eras, and I'm gonna come out with something pretty creepy, I think. And now with all this corona stuff going on, I might have to use that as well.
Yeah.
Put that in the book, tie that in somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I have that going on, and it's a shame I won't be able to have a big party when it comes out. But I might have a client in a couple of months, and we might do a book that's more like The Last Longshoreman. It's a guy that grew up here around that stuff, and he wants to talk about some of the things he witnessed and experienced. So
Very cool.
I might go back.
Can you make that do a sequel to that book? Can you?
You know what? I did connect both books.
I saw it. I saw the connection.
I connected them.
I want to say Gussie. What is it?
Yeah.
Gussie.
Yeah, when he was bragging about, so I connected them, but actually what I was thinking was more like a prequel because I love history so much.
Oh yeah.
Going back another generation prior to Tony when it was really crazy, So I thought about that. But yeah, I always think about sequels and things like that to keep it going. But I do love history, so.
When is the new one coming out?
The horror one?
Yeah. Or are you still writing it?
Oh yeah, definitely still writing it. Yeah.
Still writing. Okay, so you could still have a party. I mean, hopefully this isn't going to go on much longer.
No, Mark, please have a party. I'm coming.
Yeah, we're coming.
Well, you're obviously invited, both of you, obviously. So.
Obviously.
I'm right there. I'm right in Quincy. I'm in Quincy. I have an apartment in Quincy.
Oh, you're all set.
I'm right there.
Perfect. I have. I had some in Southie, so it's right there. It's like
Yeah. So the
my sign, everyone's drawn.
Rosanne, you don't say Quincy because that's the way it's written. You say Quincy, and I learned that because I got shamed into saying Quincy. But if you watch Quincy MD on TV, they say Quincy, but in Boston it's Quincy.
Quincy.
It's a whole different language. Right.
Ah.
Great.
If I say Peabody,
Oof.
how would you say Peabody? Mark, go ahead.
Peabody.
Peabody.
How's Peabody?
But here's the thing. So if you go into the mall and you go to Bath and Body Works, you don't say Bath and Beady Works. You understand? You say Bath and Body Works. But if you put a P in front of it, it becomes Peabody. It's a whole different language in Boston.
Yeah.
I've learned it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Peabody.
Peabody.
See, I say Worcester. Go ahead, Mark.
Come on. Worcester.
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 What's Worcester?
It's amazing.
Worcester. Nah.
Yeah.
Worcester.
I had a social studies teacher in 8th grade, and he was from Boston, and we used to laugh because he would say, and so the Magna Carta was a charter, and we were like, what? Could you say that again? Just because we love to hear him say it over and over again. But no, we had our guest last week, Bill Berloni, who trained the original Sandy and Annie. He had the dog in the Smart Park commercial.
My commercial.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Train the dog?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And by the way,
That's a good commercial.
George was in that commercial for a nanosecond.
Who was?
The dog.
The dog itself,
Yeah.
it was a bulldog. That's his
Yeah.
dog. So he was in the commercial. You know how many views that commercial got, Smart Park?
What about it?
You know how many views that has? How many
Probably a
people
ton,
watch that?
right?
44 million views.
It's a good commercial.
Isn't that crazy?
He had no idea, by the way. He's like, oh, I'm not a sports fan.
It's a good commercial.
It is a good commercial.
Great commercial.
Do you get like we do, like on Long Island, people are like, oh, I love to listen to you talk. You know, do you kind of get like, with the accent thing, or?
Yeah, I get it because of my name alone. If I just say my name, it's it sparks another conversation. Mark. See?
Well, I mean, and see, we get teased because we don't always pronounce our R's up here, but we leave them off at the end.
I love the New York accent. I think it's great.
Well, thank you. And I love a Boston accent.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I've learned the language now because I've been up there for a couple years, so I know it now. It took me a while, but I was like, I'm like, what? Say that again? Like, I don't understand. And then I would, if you don't know, then you're naive and you say something like Worcester, and the guy's like, dude, it's Worcester. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Go back to school. Yeah.
Or I used to take kids up there on a field trip, and they loved all that. And then I had an aunt who went there, and she kept saying to me, I went to Faneuil Hall.
Oh boy.
What is Faneuil Hall?
I don't know what that is. They must have took a wrong turn somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where she was, but she was not at Faneuil Hall, that's for sure.
Annual
So
hall.
Mark, just talk a little bit about your earlier works with Gerry Cheevers, which is some pretty cool stuff because I'm a hockey fan, and you helped write that book for him, correct?
Yeah.
Did you meet him and try to go into those stories with him?
Oh yeah. I spent a lot of time with Gerry. We're very good friends because of that.
Awesome.
But yeah, no, he lived in Florida. He still does. Lives in Florida. So I flew down to Florida, worked with him there. He came up here, worked with him a little bit. Then I met him in Canada.
Okay.
In St. Catharines, where he grew up.
Yeah.
And we spent a weekend there working, where we finished the book and stuff. So
Yeah, the name of that book is Unmasked.
Yeah.
And he's got an amazing story too. Came to Boston, won a couple of cups, and decided, I'm gonna go. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Like his own thing. And then came back to Boston, obviously, and then obviously his goalie mask is a famous thing. So the tie-in to hockey there is my daughter went to Boston University,
Mhm.
and my son played hockey at Boston College.
Wow.
For the last couple of years. He actually just transferred this year. He left.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so he left, and now he's out at Arizona State University, which is it's a long story.
Totally.
But so there's definitely a hockey little connection within Boston, and what a great spot, and amazing experience for him to go to BC.
Yeah, BC's great hockey program.
Yeah, great hockey program.
Hockey player.
And
Okay.
just things for whatever reason didn't work out there, and we had to move on. But what a great experience! What a great campus, Chestnut Hill, the history there, and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I was telling you earlier. So there's a little bit of a hockey connection there, and
Yeah.
Played with Charlie McAvoy, who's on the Bruins now.
Yep. Yep.
And like it's funny to watch all his friends now are making the NHL. So
Exciting.
pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
So are you still like, so you're a Pat fan? Because why wouldn't you be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is it all Boston? Like every team is Boston, right? So
Yeah.
it's Red Sox, Celts, Bees.
Bruins, Pats.
Bruins. So that's your four.
Absolutely.
So you just tell everybody in New York what kind of a run you've been on, because it might be one of the best runs for a city ever, maybe.
I think it is just because all four teams did win it within a certain period of time.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics won it that one year, and so the Bruins won it, and obviously the Patriots win it a lot.
Right. I mean, what's our feeling about Brady? You got to tell everybody about Brady. Like, this is coming from your gut now. Now he's Tampa Bay. Like, really? Are you mad?
I think there was something between him and Belichick, first of all. I'm not upset with Tom Brady. That said, if Tampa Bay plays New England, I want the Patriots to win, absolutely. So anybody saying, "Oh, now I'm a Tampa Bay fan," like, then you weren't really a Patriots fan. You're a Tom Brady fan. You
Right.
know? I will root for him, but I'm not like really sour to the point where I can't, stand Tom Brady. I mean, I don't know how you could do that, but in my heart, I wanted him to stay.
Right.
But I do think there were some behind the scenes things that we don't know about that.
Yeah. And I think right now, both want to win without the other guy just to say, I won without the other guy.
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that, but it seems like that from a distance. And I'm sure the Boston sports radio is going nuts about this whole thing. Like, who's to blame? Who's going to be the quarterback now? Is it going to be the backup? I'm sure you got to be going crazy.
Yeah, they can't stop. But, it's kind of like, it reminds me of, who was it? Like Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to win a championship without the other, It's kind of like that. So, yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, they don't have a lot of time. I mean, Brady's I don't know how he's going to play a year or two, maybe,
Yeah, long in the tooth.
But he can do it. I mean, he can.
Oh, dude.
He's the best.
He begrudgingly, yes, I would.
You can say it. It's okay.
Jets fan who's never going to win, but I'm going to be dead before they win anything ever.
It's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
You can say it. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. It's all right.
Being a Met fan is very good when you go to Boston because they don't hate Met fans the way they hate Yankee fans.
Oh, yeah. No, Yankees are on another level.
Yeah. And I always root for the Sox when they're playing the Yankees. Always.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Always.
Well, listen, I was 11, I think, when the Sox lost to the Mets in the World Series. And that was just, I haven't even gotten over that yet. It was that brutal. Because I was at that age, I was just, oh my God, it was they were gods on that diamond for me, and they lost the way they lost.
Mm-hmm.
But so the Mets had that. I mean, over us. I mean,
Listen, I am a Met fan, and bro.
Yes. Yes.
So if the Yankees lose, I don't hate the Yankees like I hate like the Islanders. Like I don't like the Islanders. That's it. So I'm a Ranger fan. That's it. But I'll root for the Yankees. I don't care either way. But I remember where I was when the ball went through Buckner's leg. I remember everything about that game.
of course, everybody did.
Everybody did. And that was an unbelievable ending.
Disaster.
And they do, because I was in Boston about, 16 years ago, and we were doing the tour of Fenway Park, and we were in an elevator, and these two guys were talking about it when they saw, my brother-in-law had a Mets hat on, because he's a wise ass to go to Fenway Park, and these two guys started talking about it like it happened yesterday.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
It is so crazy. We were like, this is so many years ago. And they were like, can you believe that when the ball went through his legs?
You're bringing it all back.
So funny.
Well, actually, I started the conversation, so.
I know. I wasn't going to go there.
So,
But Bill Buckner actually became sort of forgiven up there and became a little bit of a hero up there. I mean, he just passed away last year, but
He left and signed again with the Red Sox after that. And they cheered him when he came back. But that series wasn't his fault.
no,
You know, not even close.
Calvin Schiraldi, man, best ball.
Oh,
That did it.
Rich Gedman, Calvin Schiraldi, but
Sorry.
it's just awful. Just that I just can't. I can't.
Yeah.
I could go through it too. It's just terrible.
I know. Listen. You've had a good run. Sports teams have had a good run.
Yeah.
So you can't complain. Listen, if I had a trade, I would have taken one devastating loss like that for the Jets to win even a freaking playoff game.
Oh, please. Yeah, really.
We'll make the playoff.
And Mets fan, that's the biggest, please. That's like torture.
But getting back to that, I mean, your original question, what is it like, or how great is this run that they're on? I mean, the first half of my life, it was a disaster in Boston, and now we really cherish this. We try to tell young kids, this isn't the norm. This is not going to happen your whole life. They're not going to always win. Like, just be ready for a serious heartbreak down the road. You
could become a Knicks fan, and then you just know that your team is never ever going to win again. Ever. They will never win again.
And we know that feeling. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. We know disaster's right around the corner. I know that feeling, but it is remarkable. It's just 2 decades of just.
It'll be interesting to see how the Pats come out this year. I mean, that division is getting a little tougher. I think the teams are leveling on out a little bit. But if he wins again, man, forget it. He will what? And he's good. He's good. Belichick's good, man. He figures it out.
Well, there's no one better than Belichick either. No one.
He cheats a little bit, but that's a topic for another show.
So what have you been doing during this quarantine now to keep yourself busy besides writing?
Nothing. I'm just kind of trying to do the right thing, I guess. I mean, I'm not an alcoholic yet. I haven't turned into an alcoholic. I'm eating good, and I'm exercising too. So I'm trying to. Those are the things I'm trying to do to keep busy, along with working. And the weather's getting better, so I can go outside, to the deck, whatever, and just enjoy myself, which helps. It's a bonus. I mean, if it was winter, it'd be even more depressing. But
yeah, you'll be
We have not had a good run of weather. At least today was really, really nice today.
Yeah.
Now we're you guys and us. We're expecting like cold and crummy weather, but you guys are expecting there could be snow, right?
Saturday we're gonna get some snow.
In May.
Yeah.
It really is. And then there are murder hornets. Like, what's going on with the world?
What's happening with that?
I don't know. A giant
really,
bug.
Crazy.
Who saw that coming?
Video of the praying mantis eat the
I saw that.
murder hornet. That was insane.
Ate its whole face.
Yeah.
I saw that.
That was, oh my God, that was horrible.
We have an ally now.
Mark, do you know some of these people? Because I don't recognize the names. Charles Wilson?
No.
Aja Corsini?
No.
All right, I'm just saying, because they're watching. So hi to you all who are watching. It's awesome. I see how many people are watching. This is great.
Linda Garrity. You know Linda Garrity?
I know Linda Garrity.
There you go.
I know Linda Garrity. Linda Garrity is someday, with any luck, going to be my my daughter's mother-in-law. Just putting that out there.
Hey, Pepper, you want to get married?
Sarah dates her son, and he's a wonderful young man. And Linda is great. I love her. I miss her. I haven't seen her in a long time. We have to hang out again together, Linda, if you're listening. So,
yeah.
That's an order.
So what else? What else? How you've been writing your whole life? You've been an author, right?
No.
Pretty much. That's been the goal.
About 10 or 11 years or so.
All right.
On that time frame. The first thing I wrote was, you know who Brian McNamee is?
Yeah, I do. Trainer.
What's that?
Trainer.
Yeah, for Roger Clemens.
Yes.
Okay.
He was embroiled in that whole story.
He was in the thick of it.
He was in the thick of it. He was, yeah.
Wow.
I wrote Brian's manuscript, and I was introduced to him by a friend, and but it never came out. We got a lot of legal pushback from his attorneys. I got subpoenaed 3 times, which wasn't fun, because he was going through a criminal trial, civil case, and they didn't want that book being introduced, but it was introduced as evidence. I had to turn it in, but nothing really bad happened from it. But yeah, it was Brian's book that the first 3 chapters we sent to Gerry Cheevers, and Jerry was like, "Oh yeah, all right, let's do a book," So, but I know everything about all the the ins and outs of behind closed doors with Major League Baseball, all that stuff. It's ugly. At least in that era, it's ugly.
Oh, definitely era. That era was nuts.
It was crazy, absolutely crazy. But I will say, Brian, honestly, no one knows him. I mean, his name was dragged through the media.
Yeah, he was crushed.
So unfairly. He's a good guy, and he was introduced to the steroid culture in Major League Baseball. He didn't bring it. It was Clemens that said, "Listen, you got to help me with the booty shot." That's how it started. And he was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, you got to stick me, Yeah." So that's how Brian got introduced to it, and his fault was working for Toronto. If he wasn't in Toronto, he would have been another trainer, another team. Never would have been introduced to Clemens. Never would have brought him into that mess.
Right. Right. Wrong place, wrong time.
That's what it was. And honestly,
the way it is. It's always the way it is.
That was such a crazy era because just to try to if you just pinpoint McNamee for that was going on throughout the entire league.
Oh, yeah.
And to try to make it like that, it was just about Clemens. And listen, Clemens won a lot, and that's why. And sorry, my phone is ringing. Whatever, I'm not going to answer it.
Who has a landline anymore?
I don't understand why I still have a landline. No one uses it, and it's robocalls.
Yes, exactly.
I just shut the ringer off.
Hey, Mark, have you ever thought about writing the screenplay to The Last Longshoreman?
Yeah, I started it. I haven't finished it, but yeah, I've written screenplays before, just to kind of hone my skills in, different stories. Mm-hmm. But I did start that one, and I'll finish it eventually, probably this year.
All right, that's good. Good.
Yeah, I think that would be a good next step in the evolution.
It would. And don't get this moving because I can't. If I get any older, I can't play Marie.
Yeah, bro, that would give you a part for you for sure.
You're all.
Whatever plastic surgery you need. So are we ready for Pepper?
Pepper, are you ready to get peppered?
I'm ready to get peppered.
All right, so Mark.
I have no idea what's coming, Mark.
Mark. I got 5 things I'm going to talk about, right? And Ro, I am going to quote authors, famous authors, and you're going to have to guess whether it's a famous author or it's Mark. And I'm going to tell you,
this is fun.
I don't think you're going to guess because Mark, this is proof that you can write it just as good as these guys that I wrote.
Oh, I know. No. All right.
Okay, Ralph. So I'm going to ask you. I'm going to say a quote, and you're going to tell me whether it's Mark or it's not.
Oh God. Okay, I'm sweating already.
This is great.
You're an educator, Roseanne. You should know. This should be like.
I know. That's why I'm nervous. If I blow it, I look like a moron. But go ahead.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, here's the first one. I am always saying, glad to have met you, to somebody that I'm not glad to meet at all. If you want to stay alive, you have to say that stuff, though. Was that Mark, or was it another famous author? And these are famous authors.
I'm going to say it's Mark.
Okay, that was J.D. Salinger from Catcher in the Rye.
Damn it.
Okay, so you're 0 for 1.
It's a great line.
My second favorite book next to The Last Longshoreman.
All right, you ready? The boy, in the meantime, is emotionless. His only reaction to his new digs was his unenthusiastic gaze panning the room.
It's not Mark.
Guess what? That is Mark. That is Mark from the Miami Underground.
Yeah.
And that was Jake as a young boy. Right? Mark?
Man, I am 0 for 2.
I love this game.
Yeah, that's when he met Gus. So Roseanne, you're 0 for 2, and
this is great.
I am 0 for 2.
All right, you ready? Here's the third one.
Okay.
The place sucked. The hall smelled of 1,000 pits on a scorching afternoon, and so did the nuns.
Oh, that's Mark. No.
That is Mark.
That is Mark. Okay.
That line had me laughing my ass off.
Yes.
It caught me off guard. I just thought it was awesome, and I wrote it down. And that's from The Last Longshoreman. So
yes,
everybody who read that book, it's fantastic.
I got to add the humor,
All right, you ready, Ralph?
What do we got? 2 more?
Got two more.
Okay.
Every day is a new day. It is better to be lucky, but I would rather be exact. And when luck comes, then you're ready.
Marc Zappulla?
That is Ernest Hemingway from The Old Man.
Thank you, though.
All right. So you're not doing great. You're 1 to 3, which is not bad. Listen, it's Ernest Hemingway. See, this is what I'm telling you. You don't know, like, Ernest Hemingway from Mark. This is my point.
That means a lot to me.
Here's the last one.
Okay.
I must confess that my loneliness is killing me now. Don't you know I still believe that you will be here and give me a sign?
I know for a fact that that is not Mark.
Who do you think that is?
That is Britney Spears.
That is Britney Jean Spears. Greatest author, maybe one of the greatest writers of our time.
That is fantastic.
Sorry, Ralph.
Well done, Mr. Grando. Well done.
So,
That's not bad.
but that goes to show you, Mark. You can't tell. Ernest Hemingway, Marc Zappulla, it doesn't matter.
I do okay. Thank you.
Great. No, it was good stuff.
Listen, I have to tell everybody out there, go to Amazon, get the book. It's a great book. It's a great read. You keep going. I was up till every night I would look at the clock and be like, oh my God, it's midnight. Like I have to go to bed, but you get into it and you just can't stop. It's a real page.
Can't stop. And one of my best friends, Michael Byra, is watching. He is a bookie. He's in it. And I bet you he doesn't know about these books. So he's going to read these and I'm telling you, he's going to come back and he's going to like them.
I hope so.
So for sure.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Mark, when the next book comes out, will you come back on Brace Yourself?
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
This is
And
great.
And bro, I'm coming up to Quincy. We're gonna get together. I'm telling you.
Brace Yourself
I'll
to
be
you.
up there.
I'll be ready to go.
That next
I'll be
book.
ready to
We're
go.
gonna bring our show to you, and we'll do it somewhere cool in Boston.
There's a billion spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that will be fun.
That would be fun. Mark, thank you so much for being
Thank you
here.
for having me. It's great to see you.
Thanks,
It's
man.
great to see you. It's been so nice. All these years we've been either chatting on Facebook or texting, or we
Wow.
have spoken on the phone a couple of times.
We've
'Cause
had
we
drinks
had-
together just on the phone.
We did have drinks together, but it was on the phone. But it is really nice to see you and talk to you. And I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
All right. Take
Bye.
care. I'll talk to
You
you
too.
soon.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Great guy.
there it is. Great guy, right?
So are you ready for our new segment?
You want to bring her on right now? We're getting.
I think we should bring Judy on. Gems from Judy.
Let's do this.
Ready, Judy? Now she better be on camera when I do this.
Find out.
Let's see.
This is start. How do I?
There you go.
Oh, I can't turn this thing.
Already a gem. We don't have to worry about it. You're right.
All right, I have the arrow on start my video. Now what do I
Say
hit?
stop my
I'm
video.
not mute.
What are you?
Huh?
I asked you to start it. Just start it.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Whoa!
wait, I gotta get rid of my gum.
I know. Awesome. Judy, I like the color tonight.
Huh?
I like the color of this
Oh, we
sweater.
match. Yes, we
We're not
match.
bright yellow, like
Yes,
the
yeah,
the
yeah.
Killer Hornet sweater.
Look who just walked in.
God.
Here.
Mom, are you drinking?
No, not tonight.
No.
I had cake and coffee already, so.
Oh, that's it. You can't drink wine after coffee.
Bridget's funny. She's like, already a good segment.
All right.
It's just, I don't know, one or the other. Last night it was ice cream or popcorn. I went for the ice cream, but I should have had the popcorn, really.
You both.
Well, decisions.
You both.
The
And
whole-
what did you have tonight?
What?
What did you have tonight?
Oh, I made a cake today,
What kind of cake?
marble. And then Amy's laughing at me. And then I mixed the icing with heavy cream to drizzle. I made the drizzle.
Oh, drizzle.
I drizzled.
Very nice. Well done.
So,
Yeah. I'll have
So-
a stale cookie later, Mom. Thanks.
what?
I said I'll have a stale cookie later. Nobody's making me cakes.
Oh, I'm okay. Oh,
So how's it going over there? You're staying with my sister and brother-in-law, Amy and Rob.
getting a little dicey. It's, I mean, yesterday she had me cleaning bathrooms and cooking.
Picture, that's
She
legitimate.
said, "Do you cook?
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna boot you out of here." So,
You got to earn your keep to stay there.
I watch my steps. I watch my steps. But in all truth, I don't want to go home. I'm staying. I'm staying.
That's it. Amy, good luck. You got it.
Although today
So
my
if anybody wants to sublet my apartment, let me know.
what was it yesterday? Amy said to me, "Hey, Ro,
Yeah.
get Mommy's room ready." And I'm like, "Too bad, it's already a studio. No can do."
Almost didn't make it.
I know. You see, they want me, and then when it really comes to putting their money where their big mouth is, they back out.
They ate your marble cake, didn't they?
Huh?
They ate the marble cake.
Yes, they did. Did you ever see the movie Help? The Help.
Yes.
Place in the South. When
See that, Chris?
she show Amy, get the cake, show him the icing.
Let me see the drizzle.
Did you ever see that or read that book, The Help? Did you see the movie, The Help?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes.
So there's a scene where one of the characters wants to get revenge on a very nasty character, and she makes a special kind of cake.
This was it.
Hello.
Oh, what a
And?
lovely bunt.
This was it.
That's very nice. That's
All right, let's get to it. What do you have?
What else have you been making there? What's going on there with you? What's the
Rule.
subject of your Judy's Gems today, right?
What?
That's food is the subject of your gems.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess.
Tell her about the tacos.
Tacos.
Think of the Maya.
Going rogue. It's going rogue.
That was the other day. That's another time.
So we all know, Mom, you have very specific rules about things.
Well, it's like what I've traditionally done.
So my sister was making a roast beef, right?
No.
A pot roast
What are you talking about? Today?
today.
Oh, yeah. No, I made dinner today.
All right, so you were making it. She was making suggestions.
Yes, I clear it with her every day what to make.
Well, apparently she's clearing it with you.
Actually, well, I clear it and then I make her.
Then you do what you want anyway.
That's what I do.
So what was the problem today? What did she want and what did you say? Meh.
Well, Chris,
Yes.
making roast beef with mashed potatoes.
Perfect.
Okay. What
Why
else?
not? Why not rice?
Yes, she wanted rice with roast beef and gravy. Come on. What is
Mashed potatoes and carrots.
that's called pepper steak. And we had she wanted me I had to make broccoli. Nobody likes broccoli anymore. And it's with roast beef, string beans.
Nobody likes it anymore.
Either string beans or carrots. I agree.
Exactly. You see?
Did you make like a gravy? What do we have? Like a gravy? We did, right?
Yes. So, gravy with string beans or
Broccoli and rice.
Yeah.
Amy.
the chicken cutlets.
Did you have biscuits?
Yes, biscuits too. Yep.
Nice.
Oh, and mushrooms. I made mushrooms.
Right, but you also have rules.
Well, since I've been here, I've been with Amy and we've been making dinner. Rob every morning checks in, what's for dinner, so we have to be prepared. So I just want to show you this. You see, can you see this?
My goodness.
My daughters think I'm an idiot, that I need a
We did not think you were an idiot.
script. I'm an original. I do my own.
Talk from the heart.
That's what you are. You're a diva.
This,
Oh, there you go. Toilet paper.
I just figure I'm talking from the heart.
That's it.
And it's this was very wordy. Simple words. Amy and I discussed what to make for dinner. It happened to be on a weekend.
Mhm.
She wanted clam sauce, spaghetti and clam sauce. And I said, oh, no, that's a Friday dish. And she's like, rules, what? You have to have it on Friday? You can't have it during the week? I said, no, Friday traditionally was fish day. Even tuna fish. Yeah, tuna fish during the day for lunch and fish at night. And that was that. I refused to make clam sauce during the week or on the weekend. So I feel if anybody out there remembers doing that, chime in, let me know. And if
I have a question. I have a question for you, Judy. So is that like based on religion or no?
well, it started out, and then when the Pope lifted it, we were diehards. I mean, you couldn't have fish during the week, and it felt unnatural to have meat on Friday.
All right.
So I would always save the clam sauce for Friday, and you should know that. You.
You know that.
Well, you didn't back me up.
Well, I don't follow the rule. I know your rule, but I don't follow it because sometimes it's a Tuesday and I feel like having clam sauce.
You remember when the last time I was over your house, she said to me, feel free to make dinner. I guess I was just sitting there taking up space. So I made that shrimp with a risotto, grilled. I ate it, but it just didn't feel natural having it on a Thursday.
Oh, you made it for her, but not for me,
Well, that's all she had.
because she's your favorite.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have my mother's words. Oh, I can't cook in this kitchen. She can't cook in my kitchen. My kitchen is not organized appropriately.
It's, I can't.
You got to say what's wrong with the kitchen.
Well, there's spices all over the place.
You're in one cabinet.
Huh?
They're all in one cabinet.
They're not organized though.
Yeah. And I can't. I tried. And then I can't reach that cabinet in the corner. I have everything spread out
Bro.
for a smooth cooking.
You know what? I can't cook in my kitchen either.
There you go. So I rest my case, and that's my rules.
And somebody said, Mom, yes. I do remember growing up, fish only on Fridays, and it's based
Oh
on.
my gosh, that's my cousin Patty. Hi, Patty.
What?
That's my cousin Patty.
Oh, Patty, okay.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you. And a shout out to Jackie. Jackie's the only one who ever says hello to me.
No, Rich Fifield said, Judy.
Judy.
Oh, okay. Hi, Rich.
Linda, John's mom, Linda said, we observe Lenten rituals, but my mother still has guilt eating meat on Fridays outside of Lent. So
Okay.
you know what?
That's the difference. If I go to a restaurant, for some reason, it doesn't bother me if I have fish during the week.
That makes no sense.
No, I don't think there's any rule that you can't have fish during the week. It's just, it was more about not having the meat on a Friday.
Right, because, during the week you say, well, Monday I'll have chicken cutlets, Tuesday I'll have this,
Plan it out.
fish for Friday. That's all.
Do you always plan out your meals the week in advance? Do you kind of you know what you're doing?
No, but from the moment I get up, that's what I think about.
There you go.
They probably, did you guys, what's for dinner tomorrow? You probably already talked about it.
Not yet.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we're having burgers.
Oh,
We're having my. See, there's the face.
Now that's funny.
I'm just not a burger person.
No.
If you don't want burgers, we got the steak. That's fine tomorrow night. That's
Well,
great.
It's Friday, right? So tomorrow can be fish day.
see,
Should be fish day is what we're saying.
I'm going to have a bowl of vegetarian vegetable soup. That's all.
There you
We'll
go.
have linguine and clam sauce.
No, she wants her
Hamburgers.
hamburgers. I'm not making, I'm not making a whole thing of, clam.
You have a fillet of fish.
Crab cake.
Have a fillet of fish. That kind of like is a burger.
There you go.
I like crab cakes. I do.
Yeah.
I do. I like them. They're
Judy,
good.
I have to tell you, you look lovely this evening.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I
Your
try.
hair,
I
your
agree.
makeup, I don't know. It's working.
Believe me, if you saw me in the morning, right, I kind of scare them in the morning.
I have seen you in the morning. It's on some days it's quite comical. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, one morning I woke up, I looked like Ed Grimley, with the thing up there. And
Another day you look
yeah,
like
the other
Squeaky.
morning, remember when I said to you, do I look like Squiggy?
You look like Squeaky.
Hello.
And
Hello.
Munster.
And who?
Herman Munster a few times.
Oh, well, I do have a head shaped like Herman Munster. I do. Square. It's square.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's Stanley Dunn.
Who?
But I don't love him.
Oh, Stanley, Laurel and Hardy.
So, Mom, I think that you
Okay.
need to prep for every Thursday. You need to think. It needs to be planning.
Yeah.
Like the Judy's Gems. Judy's Gems.
I mean, I thought I made my point very clear tonight.
I saw that.
Very clear. You
Crumple.
crumpled up the script, which
Crumple script.
you go, Judy.
There it is.
All right.
Can I tell you, Chris, very funny, because I've made fun of my mother before for
No.
taking pictures of her food and sending them to us, right? So my kids move out and it's my first meal alone.
Oh boy.
I don't even think about what I'm doing.
Right.
And I take a picture of it and I send it to her.
That's right.
She was like, don't you make fun of me for taking pictures of my meals? I'm like, I do. But look, it was dinner for one. It was spaghetti, meatballs, a little wine. It was glorious.
So you're basically turning into Judy.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what happens.
Said it.
You can't avoid it.
On the wall, I am my mother after all.
See, Judy,
No. Huh?
it's a lasting impression. You made a lasting impression forever.
Yeah, I sure did.
Now,
Go
go ahead.
I made an impression once on her with a manicure case.
So that's a gem.
Yeah. Back in the 80s, if this were today, my mother, CPS would have been called like 9 times.
Maybe do time.
I would have been in foster care. I would have been all messed up.
Yeah, probably.
Back in the 80s, you went to school and you're like, my mother threw a manicure set at my head. Yeah, you probably deserved it. Go to class.
Did. She would give it that steely, cold look. I'm telling you, like her eyes burned right through me.
Black.
Yeah.
They did. They burned right through me. Oh, we still on.
We're still on.
Is this thing on?
Oh,
I gotta go. I've overstayed my welcome.
Judy, it's always a pleasure. Everybody loves Judy.
Awesome stuff.
Start thinking about next week what you want to talk about.
Truly gems.
All right. Well, there's things in this world that upset me, so I will vent on.
Yes, there are.
Excellent.
All right. I love you, Mom.
Bye, Ro. Love
Talk
you.
to you later.
All right. Bye.
Fantastic.
She's great. She's great.
From
Chris.
from the first sentence. And then Bridget's like, this is already a great sentence. Already great. Stop it. Yeah, we're done. Cut it. It's fantastic.
Put it in the can. Are you noticing? I don't know if you could see it on your end with the comments, but there seems to be a new feature on Facebook that some people, it comes up and it says, bring them on camera. Do you see that?
No.
Allison Rose, would you like to be the test subject? Would you like to come on camera?
Oh, for people watching?
Yes. For people in the comments, I'm seeing bring them on camera and there's like a link to click. So I'm asking Allison Rose if she'd like to be a test subject to come on camera.
Yeah, or you can ask my friend Mike. Michael Byra is maybe one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life.
Does he have that link?
I don't know. I don't see the link.
Let me see.
Maybe it's because you are the hostess.
Maybe. I don't see it for Michael Byra. Wait, somebody commented. I don't know. Oh, Michael, it's not coming up for you. I don't know why. So
You want your phone, Mike?
let's tell everybody what we have coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah, next week. Go ahead.
So next week is our quarantine social distancing broadcast. We are going to be in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
6 feet apart.
Okay.
We're going to be enjoying your fire pit. Hopefully the weather is
Yeah,
cooperative.
hopefully we have good weather.
And we are going to Mary Rose. Hey, Mary Rose. We are
Mary
going to social distance.
Yes.
And we're going to kind of that's just going to be us. We don't have a guest
No
for next
agenda.
week. The following week
Yeah, big show.
is a big show. It's my postponed show for women in business, small businesses. Tonya DeCosimo, who is the founder and editor of Power Magazine online, and she's got Power TV, Power Radio. She's powerful. And we have 7 other women, local women, who are all small businesses to come and talk about their business. Some of them have been adversely affected by this quarantine and by this pandemic.
Sure.
Others have been able to maintain their business because of the nature of the business.
Right.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to give their businesses a little shout out, which is exciting. Then the following week, look at us with guests booked in advance.
I know. What's going on?
What? The following week, we're going to have a real live New York City agent,
Yeah.
Nancy Carson and Bonnie Durosky. They're a mother-daughter team. Now, Bonnie and I believe, are roughly the same age. Nancy was my agent when I was a kid. Nancy works with children.
Right.
So this is great. If you have a kid that you think should be in show business
Naked,
or
ready
wants
for
to be,
prime time. Yep.
Nancy is going to be able to kind of put all of that and say, here's the deal. Because I brought my daughter Bridget to her when Bridget was like, I don't know, maybe she was 12 months old, 18 months old.
Yeah.
And of course, every mother thinks their kid is the cutest kid on the planet and should
Sure.
be in commercials. So I brought Bridget to her office and I'm holding Bridget, and Nancy, saw her and said, "Oh, hi, Bridget," and went to grab her. And Bridget went like this to me. And Bridget went, "Yeah, no, she won't work."
That's it. Signs
Look
up.
at that.
1 second.
They
Yeah.
want a kid. So, but she does, and she doesn't mince words. She doesn't mince words.
How's it like it is?
Yeah, how it is.
All
So,
right.
if she tells you,
It'll be interesting to pick her brain and see what she looks for, and like something subtle like that, like just a kid like falling away. It made her mind up. Curious to see how that mind works like that. That'll be an interesting.
kids have to be flexible. They have to be able to, because they're like moms. They're not going to let mom
Now
be.
you're forcing me to do more research.
I am. But look,
I mean, with the author, I legitimately read that book in a day today, Mark's book. Boom.
I know.
Yesterday, I read the whole thing.
But look,
Quickly.
I'm bettering your life.
I know, man. Choreographers, authors, dog trainers, like famous Tony Award winning guy. Come on.
And now an agent.
And an agent.
An agent.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. And Nancy's great. And I'm very excited. I was very, very pleased today when she told me that she could be on the show. So we are booked through May, friend.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
We are
I'm ready.
booked through May.
Research.
So I'm very excited. And this was a great show. I want to thank our guest again, Mark, he was a fantastic guest, great guy, very personable. And I think he's still watching. And in case he thought we were kidding, we're really coming to Boston.
Oh, 100%. Hopefully, I get up there. I haven't been up there in a couple of months. The last time I was up was the beginning of February, and then everything shut down. But I love it up there. It's awesome up there.
As a matter of fact, Chris, I think, get Michelle and, we'll go up. Let's go up this summer.
Yeah, for sure. And where my apartment is like right in Marina Bay, and Mark will know if he's still watching. Marina Bay, that place is hopping. It's really nice in Quincy right there, right on the water. It's awesome. A lot of good bars, a lot of good Quincy. Listen, I wanted to have more of a discussion about the language because it's crazy. Just the Peabody alone is just fantastic. Worcester, Situate, like it's crazy language. Peabody. It's the greatest. You don't walk into, like I said, like a mall and go to like Bath and Beatty Works. It doesn't work like that. It's Bath and Body. They even say Bath and Body Works. Or
Mark is watching. He said he'll be ready.
All right. Yeah, they say body, right? It's not body, it's body.
Yeah, body.
Bath and Body Works, but it's not Biddy.
No.
And put a P in front of it, like a P-E-A, it's Peabody. I don't understand it.
Well, they put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Right, exactly. But he was awesome, man. I'm telling you, it was good.
It was great. Yeah. And that new book sounds really good. Like, I can't wait for that to come out. I want to read it.
Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you, my friend Mike reads books all the time. He'll be a very harsh critic. He'll tell me. I think he'll get through soon.
Mike, read both of them, but The Last Longshoreman,
for sure.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really great book.
Bro, what part? Okay. We got to find a part for you in like his movie.
Duh.
Just saying.
Why do you think I'm spending hundreds of dollars on beauty creams and youth creams and Benjamin Button anti-aging creams?
Hundreds.
Are you kidding? Hundreds of dollars. I mean, I'm
spending tens of dollars.
You've got to see every night. It's a 20-minute routine. Every night and every morning. 20 minutes. It's ridiculous. There's the cream for under here. Then there's the cream. What?
They have a cream for that?
It's 4 creams. 4 eye cream. You have no idea what it's like to be a woman, Brando. And that's just from the neck up. The whole rest of the body is a whole other story. There's a lot of shit that's got to happen to keep everything together. You have no idea.
I like it. That's funny.
Yeah, there's a lot happening.
Well,
so, all right. I think this was a good show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Again, as always, really fun.
Always a good time. I'm looking forward to next week. Let's hope the long range forecast is in our favor.
Yeah, let's hope. I don't even know. I didn't even look. You know what? I don't want to jinx it.
No.
And we'll do some cool stuff.
But listen, in the meantime, I have to go and bring all my plants in because if we get the deep freeze tonight, every plant I have is going to die.
Yeah, I think you're going to be all right. It's not going to be that bad. It's going to be windy. It's going to be tomorrow, and it's supposed to rain around. It's not going to be below freezing. It might get a little. It's going to be okay. How's that?
So are you saying I should leave my plants will be fine?
I don't want to be responsible. I want to take that.
I'm like, my plants are dead.
Who told me?
A few impatience.
Yeah, I want to go back and delete that last sentence I said.
Okay. I think I'll bring him in. I'll bring him in. What the
Why
hell?
not? Why not? You sound like you're busy tonight.
It's no, I'm not busy.
Yeah, it's Blur's Day. Every day is the same.
It's Blur's Day, exactly. So tomorrow's fish day for dinner. So cheers to that.
Which is really funny, your brother said, "We're having a hamburger." That was good.
The face.
That was fun. She's the best. She'll be. She did not like the script.
No, she did not. She is a gem. That is for sure, Judy. She is a gem. Yep. So that should be a fun little segment.
Yep.
To have added every week. So
that'll be good.
All right.
All right.
This is amazing. You are amazing. You're always amazing.
You're amazing. You're awesome. Thank you. All
Cheers.
good stuff. Thanks for getting introduced me to all these cool people. You know.
Hey, listen. I can't think of anybody to do this with. We've been having so much fun.
Yeah, it's been great.
So folks out in Facebook land, you can catch this if you missed the whole thing. It's going to be on my YouTube channel tomorrow, Rosanne Sorrentino on YouTube. like and subscribe. It makes me so happy when I see new subscribers and likes. And feel free to leave a comment. That will be fine too. And we will see you next week at this time with our special social distancing episode. So 7 o'clock next Thursday. See you then. Good night, everybody. Okay. And